Last December, cracks were noticed in the foundation during construction of this 63-unit apartment building. Its owner called on Halifax structural engineer John Richardson to take a look at the building plans. After reviewing them, Richardson says he concluded within minutes that there was a problem with its concrete slab over the parking garage.
I've done numerous buildings similar to that, so I sort of knew, based on how many levels were above, what the spans were, what that floor should look like. And this building just obviously didn't meet what I expected at all.
In May, the engineer who designed the building, Hélène Thériault, was suspended by her professional organization. Lawsuits have been filed against her firm, Match Engineering. In a court filing, Match Engineering admits certain deficiencies in design, but denies all other allegations. Richardson inspected the Dieppe building and concluded it was unsafe. The owner who called Richardson alleges a second opinion from another engineer echoed Richardson's conclusions about the design. With Richardson's input, dozens of temporary supports were added in the parking garage, followed by permanent reinforcement. The building's owner says it's now safe and set to open later this year. Back in January, after inspecting the Dieppe building, Richardson emailed the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of New Brunswick, expressing his concerns and detailing his findings about the building. But he did not file a formal complaint, which would trigger action. The association says that hindered its investigation, which eventually led to her suspension. The association suspended Thériault in May, citing alleged deficiencies in design of multiple buildings. But the Engineers Association hasn't said how many buildings or in what communities. Richardson says after reviewing the Dieppe building, he began hearing from other building owners and then municipalities. The city of Dieppe says it's identified about 20 buildings linked to Thériault in the community. Richardson says he's looked at designs and visited multiple buildings allegedly designed by Thériault.
All of them have serious issues to varying degrees. Some are very highly overstressed. Others not as much, but they're all in some state of distress.
He says he concluded the designs lacked capacity to hold up the loads the buildings might normally see, saying they seemed to lack a safety margin.
It could lead to a collapse where the building, this transfer slab failed and everything, all the upper levels would come down a level into the basement. That's what we were afraid of.
Richardson says evacuations were considered for buildings that were occupied, but the decision was made to let people remain as temporary supports were added within days.
But all of the ones I've looked at that have these issues have been shored to the best of my knowledge. So the current and immediate danger has gone away.
But he worries there are other buildings that haven't been checked yet, saying based on the buildings he's reviewed, they could be at risk of collapse. Richardson believes that any buildings Thériault has worked on should be reviewed and hopes his speaking out will prompt those reviews. The association says it has Thériault's files and is continuing to investigate. It says all known deficiencies in buildings have been addressed. Richardson's 38-year career included work on apartment buildings, schools, and the Halifax Convention Centre. But he says he's never seen anything like what he has while reviewing Thériault's work. We attempted to speak to Hélène Thériault about all of this. A lawyer representing her firm in the lawsuits declined to comment while the matters are before the courts.